So you've just got yourself a guitar and you want to start learning some scales. So the first scale that I would recommend learning is an A minor pentatonic scale. I'll show you how to play that now. So in an A minor pentatonic we have the following notes: A on the 5th fret of your E string, C on the 8th fret of your E string, D on the 5th fret of your A string, E on the 7th fret of your A string, G on the 5th fret of your D string, A on the 7th fret of your D string, C on the 5th fret of your G string, D on the 7th fret of your D string, E on the 5th fret of your B string, G on the 8th fret of your B string, A on the 5th fret of your E string, and C on the 8th fret of your E string. So putting those notes together, and play it backwards as well. So do that one more time. The way you should pick this is with alternate picking. So alternate picking just means down and up. So you're going to go down, up, and change string, down, up, and change string, down, up, change string, down and up, change string, change string. Okay, so the frets are 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5/7, 5/8, 5/8. So here's a tip for when you're playing a note or fretting a note. Try and keep your finger just behind the fret that you're playing. So if I'm playing the 7th fret here, I don't want my finger all the way back here. I want it up here. And the reason for that is you start to get a feel for where you are. And this won't happen straight away, it will take a while, but it's a good habit to get into. So if you know you're right on the fret there, you've got a better feel in terms of your brain and your body will combine to understand where you're going and where you are on the neck. Whereas if you're back here in the middle of the fret, you don't know how far you are away you are from this fret, and it increases the distance between what you have to play. It's harder to play, so always try and keep your finger right up against the fret. So for your second scale, I'm going to teach you the C major scale, and we're going to look at two different ways of playing it. So first of all, we're going to play it here. And that's just going to be over 1 octave. So we're going to follow a finger per fret rule. So put your first finger on the 2nd fret here, and then each finger will correspond to a fret. So we're going to play the 3rd fret with the 2nd finger on the A string, little finger on the 5th fret, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of your D string, 3rd finger, middle finger on the 3rd fret, little finger on the 5th fret. On the G string, 1st finger on the A string, on the A note, which is here on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and then little finger on the 5th fret. And we're going to play this backwards as well. So again slowly. it's 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. So that's the first way of playing that scale, and that's over 1 octave. So an octave means just from C to C. It's the same note, but it's a pitch higher. So now we're going to look at playing a 2 octave version, and we're going to start here on the 8th fret. Okay, so we're going to play 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 8. So we'll do that again slowly. So 8 to 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 8. And we're going to play it backwards as well. One of the things that's most important when practicing scales is to make sure your left hand and right hand are synced together. So you want it to sound as though you're picking and putting your next finger down at the same time. So I'll show you what I mean. If it sounds like this, you're doing it wrong. It needs to be so the two are in sync. So again, if you're that's wrong. It needs to be smooth and sound even, make the notes sound even. And also always practice with alternate picking. Don't just play downstrokes or upstrokes. Play up and down. Also, when you're practicing your scales, make sure that you hold each note until the end of that note. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If you don't go. Let me just turn my delay off. It's not helping. So, what I mean by that. So, no. Make it so. So each note lasts until the end and until you hit the second note or the next note. And same on the way down. No. You don't want any of that sort of stuff. You want try and make it smooth.